everybody, it is Margaret, Texas Gal Treasures, and today I'm going to walk you through my process of taking pictures of jewelry, how I do it, what I use, and how I get it to the end product for listings on eBay and Etsy. So today my focus is a bag of jewelry that my friend Sharon Pfeiffer sent me to donate the proceeds to the hurricane relief efforts. So I have a high priority placed on this because I want to get those up and sold so I can start contributing those funds. I want to show you my table right now so I can show you, it's kind of messy, but what all I compiled together to be ready to take pictures. So some of the things I have compiled are my small tent, which is just like a little pop-up photo tent that I got off of Amazon. I have a few things that I picked up at garage sales. This is for obviously necklaces, but sometimes you can, I like this one because it's got this weave and you can hang things on it. I know I had a black one, or I may still have it, maybe in there. But I have this, and then I have this board that I got that's also got this like burlap on it where you can hang things from it. Then I picked up some of these at a garage sale as well, just in case. The backs are not super sturdy, but it's something, if I need a black surface, then I can zoom in on this, and or this, you know, either way. So that way I have some other sort of surface if I needed a darker color. I have my scale just in case I feel like something is weighty and I want to make sure I can get a weight on my listing, so I'll get a picture of that. My loop in case there's any marks that I want to make sure I take note of. Magnets. If it's something that's metal, I like to take a picture with the magnet, either touching it or not touching it. One, for my own recollection, so when I'm listing it, if it's magnetic, I'll know, and if not, I'll know. And then my ring sizer, and then a tape measure for measuring. And then over here I've got two lights. I got this one at a garage sale. It's a bendy light. I have a couple of them, but they're in my guys' rooms. And then this is an OT light that I like to use as well. And that's pretty much it. I have my big screen up behind me because it's white and it reflects the light back a bit more, so it helps out in that way. And I'm sitting at my dining room table because it's where I have the most natural light. I've got two big windows here. And I think that's pretty much it. I was planning on doing this later in the day, but we're expecting thunderstorms later. So I thought I better get this done now while I've got the light on my side. Okay, and then also I take pictures with my phone. So there's my phone. There's that. Okay, so even though I have this nice camera, generally I don't take product shots with it. I just don't. So all right, let me get started and show you how I set up and everything. So it'll kind of go like you're looking over my shoulder. We'll see. Yeah. Okay, I have the first necklace laid down. Sometimes I'll try a flat lay and see if it looks good just like that and get some really interesting angles on it, and then I'll move to a different colored background just to see what looks best. So when I open my camera, I set it on my iPhone. I have a square setting, so I set it to the square setting because that's best optimized for Etsy and eBay listings. And then I'll come in and I'll get some like close up to the front like detail of the piece. I'll make sure that I get a picture of it all the way, you know, like a whole piece picture of it. Sometimes that's the best shot for the first photo, sometimes it's not. But I like to get in and get details on the front, on the front of it. I like to make sure I get a good shot of the closure, the clasp, and then just other detail, like, so there's some wear on some of these beads. I want to make sure I get a good shot of the wear and the rubbing off on the finish. Now on Etsy you can have 10 photos now, whereas on eBay I believe it's still 12. So I've got some good pictures now. I'm just gonna take a look at how it looks on black because it might pop even more. So what I'll do is just set this right on top in here and make sure I have it laying flat. This little clasp doesn't want to. There. And then I'll get a couple pictures on black just to see how it's gonna look. Like so. I like to get up close with those beads. Okay, so I've got that. I may try to take a picture. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and try to take a picture. Try? No, I'm going to. On this, like here, I don't have, you can't really see that, can you? Let me zoom out a little bit. I don't have my big tent, so this would fit in my big tent better. But if I'm just doing a close-up shot, then I'm not gonna be too worried about it. So I'll have it hanging like so, or I could put, you know, if I wanted to try to get a white background behind it, I could put something up behind it like this. And then when I crop it, you know, it'll crop and look okay. So just sort of like rigging it up. That lighting is horrible though. That's horrible. This is where I should pull out my light because I don't have it all out. But let me see. If I put the light on the other side, maybe it'll look better. It's casting a shadow, that's the problem. There. I'll come in at it this way. So you just kind of work with what you've got. But you'll see at the end, I'll be able to crop it so you don't really see that I've got this rigged up all weird. So here we go. There we go. That looks a little better. So you can see, you know, it looks like this when I have it cropped as a square. Maybe I'll try it on the black one as well so I can see how it looks. So I try a few different shots, and it doesn't really take that long. It takes longer because I'm talking to you now, but so I'll put this on here. What I really need is my roller. I didn't talk about that. Getting that pet roller to get all these little hairs off. So I'm gonna put the lamp at the base of it. It doesn't really hang nicely on here, but we'll just give it a try. It looks kind of good on the black though. Oh, I forgot to mention that. I need to see how what it's strung on. I need to get a picture of that as well. It's not gonna look very good, I don't think. It looks kind of nice on the black, but I don't think it's gonna translate as well. Let me show you. It looks okay. But yeah, I forgot, I need to take a picture of the kind of cord it's on, because sometimes you'll get questions from people wanting to know what it's strung on a flat surface. Sometimes I just do it on my table if I'm not feeling fancy. And then I want to unscrew it. Well, look, it's not even a screw, so I need to get a picture of that so they'll know it's not a screw, it's a magnet. So we've got a magnetic closure, and then I want to get a spot where I can see the cord that it's strung on. So then the next bit is to get the measurement for it. In my workroom, I've got like a tape measure taped down, like not duct tape, but like packing tape onto the table. Then I will lay it out on my table. And then I'll take a picture of it wide, but I won't really use that in my listing. I'll just take a picture, well, not usually, unless it looks okay, but that's not, it's not gonna look okay. Okay, and then what I'll do is get a picture of the end piece, so I know, like at that point of the ruler where it's at. And then for this type of piece, because there are different widths of this Cellini spiral that you can get, I will measure the width of it in case somebody wants to know, well, how wide is that? It's hard to, it's almost an inch wide. So I'll get that picture in there as well. Boom. So like so that they'll know how wide this portion is. So that one is ready to roll. So the next piece, I had to rig up a little bit of something different because it is a long necklace, and I have to be honest, long necklaces are not my forte as far as taking pictures. I always have to get really creative. So what I've done is I've gotten the insert from my big tent. I was looking for my trifold, like a science fair board, but I couldn't find it. And then I flipped this on its side. That was the piece with the canvas on it, you know, that was lengthwise. So I flipped it up to put this on, and then down here it's just the same sheet underneath it. So I'm gonna take some pictures far away, and what I'll do is I'll make sure I hold my light back so I get not a lot of shadow on it, and then I'll do some editing in the after. So here we go, let me zoom in a bit. There. Okay, so I probably won't use the far away pic as my first picture because I don't think it's gonna look amazing, but I want to get, here's where I'm pulling my light, so it's over here. And then this kind of works on this one because most of the pieces are a bit matte. This one's a bit shiny. But if this was a really shiny piece, I would have to probably do something a little different because it would create a glare. So that's how it looks right now. When I go in, I'll be able to take care of this white after because I'll use Photo Fuse to fix that and it'll look better. But I will get some up close pictures of some of these pieces that are super cool. And then I'll probably do like a flat lay and roll it. I'll show you. Okay, I'm not sure where it cut off, but I am now taking pictures in the tent. And I want to make sure I get close-ups of all the really unique pieces. And then some of them have some flaws, so I want to make sure I get all those pictures as well. So I'll get in some good pictures here. So now I need to measure this piece, and because it doesn't have a clasp, I need to measure it lengthwise and then I'll multiply by 2. I will put it like so. So that's how my picture came out. It's not gonna be one that I use in my listing because there was no really good way for me to get it. But I will get a picture down here for my notes and then I'll multiply by that number. And then I also want to make sure I get pictures of how big some of these bigger pieces are. So I want to know like what's the circumference of some of these discs. I said circumference, didn't I? I meant diameter. Circumference, diameter. Brr. Okay, so I got a picture of a couple of those pieces. And so I want to make sure that I'm able to note what, let me zoom in a little bit, you know, what it's tied together with. And I want to be able to note what the different materials are. So we've got plastics, we've got wood, you know, more plastics, more wood, so that I can make sure I list that properly. Super cool. Right? Like there. Okay, so that one's ready. So next up is this really cool rose. Let me get all the little, it's like a felted little rolled up rose. Super cute. So I kind of put it at an angle just to make it a little more visually interesting for that. And then I want to make sure I get, you know, all the fibers and what it's made of up close. Hang on, let me turn so I can get the lighting good. And another of the lines. Then the back and how it's constructed. And then I want to get one on black. Make sure that I get the best shot. See if it looks better on black. Okay. And then I want to get a picture of the width. All right, so there's that one done. Whoop. All right, next up we've got some earrings. I'll start with a flat lay on these as well. Now these, one of them has like the rubber stopper and the other doesn't, so I'll just remove it from that one. So I'll put these in like so, and I will stagger them just for visual interest. So like so. Now I'm turning them because the light is not coming in really great from this angle, but I want to get the bottom of them. And then let's get a picture of the backs. Now these have got some what look like hand etched signatures on the back, so I want to try to get a picture of that as best I can. I'm not really able to make out what the signature is, but that's okay. So there's those pictures. Now also I'm going to do a hang picture so I can get a better view of them. So I'm going to hang them on here and tilt them towards the natural light. And I want them to be not side by side. I want a little bit of visual interest in there, like maybe staggered like that, okay? And then turn towards the light. That knocks out a lot of the shadows. Like so. So I mean, they're not amazing pictures, but you know. And then again, I'll flip them, you can't see, I'll flip them over to get a picture of the back. And now I need measurements. Now I take 2 measurements. I'm going to measure the drop, and what that means is from the earpiece, the ear hole down. So I want to get a picture of the drop from here to the base, and then I want to get a picture, I want the measurement for just the piece, this little, it looks like half a barrel. So then these ones, oh, these are metal. So then I also want to get a picture with my magnet. Where is it? So what I do is if they are magnetic, I'll take a picture of them touching, and then if they're not, I'll take a picture of them separated like this. So since they are not magnetic, no, I will take a picture like that, and that way I can make a note, you know, that they are non-magnetic. This one's kind of fun. Let me zoom out a little bit. Wrong way. This is like this bendable serpentine necklace, like so. So I can have a little bit of fun taking pictures of this one. So we will put it on our mannequin, and I'm gonna, oh, you can't see what I'm doing. So I've got this on here, and what I'll do is I'm gonna set up that sheet that I had again so that it shows everything, right? Here we go. So I have it set kind of to the side, and I'll take some different pictures. This one I might actually make a video of showing me playing around with it for the listing, just for fun, so they can see that it's bendable and it stays put and all that. So that's what it looks like for now. I want to get a close-up of the material that it's constructed from, so close-up of this as well. Okay, and all the way out. All right, so I am going to take a little video of this, you know, of me manipulating it just for my listing, so they can see that it's, so that they're able to see you can move it around and it stays put. Okay, and then finally a picture of if it is magnetic or not, and it is. So there we go. So this is the next piece I'm going to list, and this is a really unique necklace. It's got a lot of moving parts, so I want to make sure I take a picture of it to highlight its best qualities and all of its features. So I'm going to be setting up my big mannequin thing again with the sheet and go from there. I switched angles so you could get better light. So here's how I have it set up. Let me pull out a little bit so you can see. Oh, that's in, this is out. So once again, I have set up my sheet that was in my big tent and just made a makeshift spot for it. And then I'm going to take pictures. I have it pointing towards the window to get as much light as I can. And yeah, there's some glare on the pieces. I could set up my big tent to try to knock the glare out, and I may do that, but we'll see how it looks without it and kind of go in that direction. So I'm going to zoom back in. So I try to get some shots from an angle so it's not just always straight on. Okay, and then I'm going to try a flat lay on this piece because, I don't know, when I lay it flat though, it kind of goes all cattywampus. So I'm going to get some pictures of some of the beads before I do that, some of the backing. Also a picture of the closure and the tag. So as far as measurements on this piece, I've got quite a few that I need to take. I need to take a measurement of the neck circumference, and then I also need to take a measurement of the drop from the back to the longest bit when it's on your neck, you know, and then a picture of the discs and how big they are and all of that. So I'm going to lay it out. It doesn't want to stay put. There we go. Losing my light. So I want to get, let's see, the longest bit was this one, and then a picture of the diameter. So I have some clip-ons next, and these can be tricky for me. So sometimes what I'll do is I'll open them up in the back and use the clip-on part as a stand to stand them up. Now these are metal and really super shiny, so I'm going to have to pull, where is it? This cover for my doodad, because this will block out some of the light coming in. And then there's like a little peephole that you can peep in to get the pictures. Okay. And I'm gonna see how it looks using my other light over it, but it might cause too much glare. We'll see. Maybe if I back it up, let's see if I can show you. I'll have my light kind of back. Let's see, you can't see it. Kind of pulled back a bit so it just casts some light in there. It's kind of tricky because you can see, you know, this one looks good, but then this one you can see where I have a peephole, so you can see the peephole, so I'm kind of struggling with that. So let me try again. So what I'm doing is, instead of going through the peephole, I'm pulling it down from the top and going to take a picture from that direction. And then I can get a picture of them without any little glares or reflections from the camera. So now what I've done is taken pictures of the clasps, so I can see it's a 925. Those aren't super clear, so I want to get a different one. And then I also want to make sure I get a picture along the edge where you can kind of see that the gold plating that's on here is a plating, so I can see it along the edge up here. So I want to get a really clear shot of that. See, so I can really show there. Then next I'll need to take a picture of the length and the width. Alright, so now I've got these earrings done. I've got a ring here next. If you can see it. It's a little enamel ring. So that is what's coming up next. I might do that one on black because it's white, so it's really going to pop. So this ring has got different little paintings around it, so I want to get all the sides where it's showing differently. And I think it is like a porcelain. If you can see, there's a bit of a chip there, so I think this is a porcelain that was painted. So I'll show you in just a sec. Alright, so then next I'll need to get my ring sizer, and I'll put it on like so and get a picture of it. So it's a little past the 5, it's kind of at the 5.5. So I'll probably put, I'll probably get the picture of it on here and add that to my listing so that they can see exactly where it falls on the ring sizer. It's pretty small. I'm looking for any, see, not magnetic, so you can see there's, maybe I ought to get a better picture of the ring part because you can see it's metal and that this like porcelain has been laid on. Because I want to be able to show that there's a metal ring underneath the layer of, I'm thinking is porcelain, the way it's chipping off. So here are some of the finished products. I'm going to link a video that I did showing how I use photo fuse to knock out some of the backgrounds and make them brighter. My friend Carly over at the Poetry of Nice also has a great video about how she uses photo fuse, which you should also check out. So yeah, this is how I take my photographs for my listings on eBay and Etsy of jewelry. And so I hope that you found this video helpful. Please leave a comment down below letting me know if you have any great photo tips that you'd like to share. And follow me on Facebook at Texas Gal Treasures. And I will see you on the next one, guys. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.